Welcome to AI TV News. China's market regulator says a preliminary probe has found that the United States chip giant Nvidia violated the country's anti-monopoly law, an escalation in the already tense tech standoff between Washington and Beijing. Today we'll unpack what triggered the investigation, why it matters now, and what it could mean for Nvidia, the semiconductor industry, and the fragile United States-China relationship. The dispute traces back to 2020, when Nvidia paid nearly $7 billion for Israeli networking firm Mellanox Technologies. Mellanox builds the ultra-fast interconnects that let thousands of servers talk to each other, plumbing that's essential for AI and cloud data centers. Because Mellanox had sizable business in China, the takeover required approval from the State Administration for Market Regulation, or SAMR. Beijing signed off, but only after imposing conditions. Nvidia had to sell products in China on fair, reasonable, and non-discriminatory terms and was barred from bundling Mellanox gear with its own chips to squeeze out rivals. SAMR now says Nvidia may have broken those promises. Details are scarce. The regulator only confirmed that a deeper investigation is underway, but the penalty could be severe. Under Chinese law, fines can reach up to 10% of a company's annual China revenue. Nvidia booked about $17 billion in China last year, so the potential hit is significant. News of the probe knocked the stock more than 2% in pre-market trading. Zooming out, the timing is no coincidence. This probe lands in the middle of a sprawling chip war in which the United States is trying to slow China's advances in artificial intelligence. Washington's export controls bar Chinese firms from buying Nvidia's most powerful GPUs, citing national security. Nvidia responded by designing toned-down versions like the H20, strictly for the Chinese market. Even those chips, however, have faced headwinds. Reports last month said Nvidia asked suppliers to pause H20 production after Beijing signaled that state-backed firms should curb purchases and prioritize homegrown alternatives. By opening an antitrust case now, Beijing adds another lever of pressure. Trade officials from both countries were meeting in Madrid when SAMR's announcement dropped, underscoring how regulatory tools can double as negotiating chips in broader geopolitical talks. For Nvidia, the risks extend beyond a one-time fine. A guilty ruling could tighten China's leash on future product approvals, slow sales, and tarnish its standing with Chinese partners, just as domestic champions like Huawei race to fill any vacuum. For global tech firms, the case is a reminder that antitrust law in China can blur into trade policy, turning routine compliance into a strategic minefield. Where does it go from here? SAMR's further investigation could last months. Nvidia has yet to comment publicly. Meanwhile, investors, suppliers, and rivals will be watching for signs of whether this is primarily a competition case, rooted in Mellanox supply terms, or a geopolitical message aimed at Washington's export regime. In an industry where product cycles move faster than diplomacy, that distinction makes all the difference. Ultimately, this story is about more than one acquisition or one company. It shows how the battle for technological dominance is being fought not only in labs and factories, but also in regulatory offices on both sides of the Pacific. As the investigation unfolds, expect every development, however small, to ripple through markets, boardrooms, and government negotiations alike. We'll keep tracking the fallout. For now, those are the stakes, the context, and the questions still unanswered in China's antitrust strike against Nvidia. Stay tuned to AI TV News for updates.